All right, everybody, what's up? We are live. Yes, I know we were 2 minutes late, but I was working on something. I am hotter than hell. The air conditioner is broken in this house. I am sweating like a pig. So I might be a little moody. It's one of the reasons why I didn't wear my Batman shirt tonight. Because a black shirt in this heat does not really help. But all right, so this is the Cartoon Classic here on the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. I am, of course, your host, Dutchie, joined as always by Money E.
What's up?
Dave. And Sean.
Hello.
So, all right, we are here. We are finally back to being live. And this is the semifinals of the Cartoon Classic. It is Batman the Animated Series versus The Simpsons. The winner moves on next week to face POKÉMON in the final. And POKÉMON went through very tough battles the last 2 weeks to get there, defeating Ninja Turtles in the second round and defeating Rugrats in the semifinals last week. Simpsons has had quite the road to get here to the semifinals. They had to go through a wild card matchup, and they beat Recess. Barely. They barely beat X-Men. The only reason why they beat X-Men is because Sean didn't want to agree with Dave. But they won. They were able to handle business against Kim Possible in a 4-1 victory in the quarterfinal. So they are here. Batman the Animated Series has only had to go one time. It was a 4-1 victory over SpongeBob, and Eric celebrated after. I can't show the pictures here on air because YouTube would probably restrict us. And it is a family show.
Shirt towels.
Yeah. So, but that is where we are right now. Also, later on in the episode, if we have time, we're going to go about 90 minutes tonight. So we're going to have an hour dedicated to this, provided we need an hour. And then the rest of the time, we're going to have a very special treat for everybody. We're going to start drawing the divisions for the Animated Anarchy Series.
Whoop, whoop.
Now, for anybody that saw my video the other day, I kind of updated people what was going on. I cannot do proper math in my head. Actually, I can't do proper math at all. So we had to change, instead of it being an 82-match season for the Animated Anarchy Series, each cartoon's only going to have 25 matches. Because if we did an 82-match season, you know, we'd have to do 10,000 matchups, and we'd be doing this for 3 years. But because there are prizes involved, and other people involved, we don't want people to wait three years for a prize.
They would forget about it.
Yeah, pretty much. So we want to keep this fresh in everybody's mind. So we're going to do a 25-match series for everybody. First place, and basically what's going to happen is a little bit later on, I have a wheel all set up. Or technically not all set up. I still have to add 20 cartoons, but if I don't add them till next week, I don't add them till next week. Because there was a lot I just had to freaking type. But there's 244 cartoons to choose from. Spin the wheel. If you land on it, and we're going to draft everybody's division at once. So it's not going to go by round. I'm going to pick the name out of the hat. I got a nice little Rocko's Modern Life hat here. Rocko's Modern Life is going to be one of the cartoons that is going to be on the draft board. Pick the name out of the hat, spin the wheel 4 times. Those 4 cartoons that are landed on are going to be in that person's division. Whoever just tried to say something, go ahead.
Yes, that was me. Now, is there anybody that has the same name, like that is in the hat?
I have last names.
Okay, wonderful.
Kinda.
Just wanted to make sure.
Except there's 2 or 3 people whose last names I do not know. One is a kid from work but he's the only person with this name in the thing. and the other two people are people that Eric knows. So,
Just wanted.
and the one guy, I just wrote in quotation marks because it's a husband and wife. So I wrote down the wife's name, and then when I wrote down the husband's name, I put in parentheses so and so's husband.
Yeah. Okay.
Eric, I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Starts
So
with K.
yeah. So now the first round. Now I don't know how many we're gonna draft here tonight. It's gonna depend on time and how freaking hot it gets up here. And so, but we're gonna draft a few, and then next week after the final, we'll probably draft some more, and then we'll just start releasing episodes with us doing more drafting because we're drafting 61 teams. 61 people have agreed to run divisions in this thing.
Let's go.
Mainly for the promise of they don't have to do anything. So, and by the way, doing nothing in this tournament is going to get you, if you are one of the top, if you land in one of the top 3 spots, the winner gets a $100 Amazon gift card. If one of the cartoons in your division wins the entire thing, you get a $100 Amazon gift card. Whoever comes in second place is going to get a $25 Amazon gift card. Third place is going to get a shirt of their choosing from the website nastasol.com. That's where I got this Tiny Toons shirt here that unfortunately you can see the sweat stain just developing. And by the way, it's going to be close to 100 degrees tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. And they might not have the damn air conditioner part here until Tuesday.
Jeez.
So, all right.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, appreciate that, but it happens. All right. So to get on to current business, for anybody that has never seen the show before and you just happen to stumble upon it just now, here's what we do. It is 7 categories, all in the same order. But next week, as a suggestion that Sean put out, we are going to mix the categories up next week, as in put them in a different order. But your 7 categories are theme song, animation quality, originality and creativity, characters, episodes, humor and entertainment value, and cultural impact and legacy. First show to get 4 category wins is going to win this entire thing. Now it's Batman the Animated Series versus The Simpsons, so this could go a while. So all right, now that I got all the other business out of the way, I think let's go ahead and let's get this started, and we're gonna let's find out who exactly is facing Pokemon next week. So we're gonna start with theme song. 2 shows that do not have worded theme songs, but Simpsons was performed by an orchestra. Batman is always going to be known for the action sequence at the beginning. Simpsons has a pretty decent action sequence, although it's always the same thing. I feel like with Batman, it changed for a few episodes, especially in later seasons. The only different thing about the Simpsons opening sequence was what would happen at the very end.
Yep.
So
when they're hitting the couch type deal.
Yeah, when they get to the couch, and then it's usually something different. So, all right, Sean, I'm going to start with you first. Who wins this category in your opinion?
I'm going to give it to Batman.
Okay.
The action sequences alone, I think, put it over the top for me.
Okay. All right. Eric?
I'm gonna go with Batman too. I just slightly like it better. The action, just feels better.
Okay.
Things kind of got boring.
Right. All right. Dave, the Batman already won the category, but go ahead.
I'm actually opposite of these guys. I like the Simpsons theme song a little better.
All right.
I do like the orchestra and whatnot to it, so
Yeah.
just
You know-
got a little more pizzazz to me.
Sometimes I wish you guys were easier to read, because if I would have known you were going to go Simpsons to build up the drama a little bit, I would have had you go second.
Sorry.
But
That's why he's wild card.
Yep.
Exactly. That's why he's a wild card. Now, did you tell Did any of you guys tell any of the people that you recruited for the next Animated Anarchy series? Did you tell them that possibly their teams could get drafted tonight?
No, not really. No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Now, Dave, if we draw your missus's name out of the hat here, and she gets a team she doesn't like, are we going to see her fist come across your face?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right,
She's a
It's not
nice,
us.
caring, loving lady.
At least not on screen.
yes. Or is it going to be one of those things where we're just going to see her middle finger just come across the screen and it be pointed at me?
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe that would. Might get a like. What?
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's not who I picked, David.
Yeah, that's not who I wanted.
Well, we'll see whose names get.
But
names
you know,
get
it's all luck of the draw.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I set it up the way I set it up. All right, so we're going to go to animation quality, and this is a category. And again, Batman really hasn't. This is Batman's second match in the single elimination tournament. By the way, this is the fourth time we've been talking about the Simpsons in this format.
They had to fight their way through.
Yeah, because Batman was lucky enough to get the number one seed because we had 8 people on the show when we did that league battle. And the more people you have that are fans of Batman, the more points the damn thing's going to get. But animation quality, and I've talked about it before, this will be the fourth time, where the Simpsons animation quality may have started out bad, but it evolved over the years. If you go back and watch beginning episodes of Batman the Animated Series, and I sent you guys a video basically exploring the entire series where they go in depth about each episode. It's a 3-hour and 40-minute video. I got through about 2 hours of it today before I decided to go out and buy donuts. Like those beginning episodes of Batman, like those first, and you could probably say it about any cartoon or any animated series. Usually the first few episodes are kind of just like, they're still trying to figure out what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of like how when you start anything, though.
Yeah,
you know, you're testing the waters a little bit.
Yeah. Now Batman got better, obviously, and they only had 4 seasons, but still, it's still one of the more iconic, cartoons. It ranks high up on a lot of people's lists for a reason. Simpsons, it took probably the first couple of seasons before they started to evolve. Now, again, they're 36 seasons strong, and their animation is really good, but yet so is Batman. And Batman set the tone for the DC animated universe. So, Dave, So, Dave, it didn't count the last one. That's why I'm starting with you this time around. Who wins the category in animation? Batman or Simpsons?
I'm going to have to give this one to Batman. I think it's harder to animate action sequences and whatnot. So, plus they didn't have as long as the Simpsons. So, like current day Simpsons, the animation might be a little better, but I'm comparing to, their prime. I just think the Batman animation was a lot slicker, a lot cleaner throughout the whole thing. The beginning couple episodes, the animation was but they were working on it, like you said, starting anything. Same with the Simpsons, but it took the Simpsons a lot longer to get better quality.
Right.
So, but with Batman, it only took a couple episodes. So, got to give it to them. Their detail with different characters is phenomenal as well. So I got to give it to Batman.
Okay. All right. Sean, I'm going to go to you second.
I'm actually going to pick The Simpsons just because of how long it was bad for, and then the growth they did to change that.
Right. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Again, Dave makes a good point of where like you pick Batman because it didn't take Batman as long.
Right. Which
But-
I agree. Batman did improve very quickly and
Yeah.
kept it really great. I just think the growth from The Simpsons, because the first like 3 seasons were just awful.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of almost scary to watch.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and I agree with both your points. Again, I'm also trying to look at it because I'm pretty sure my meltdown from a couple weeks ago when Pokemon beat Ninja Turtles is still like being played on. Again, I'm pretty sure that like 3 shorts were made of it.
Did it traumatize you? Did that like it traumatized you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also too because again, I was Ninja Turtles is my favorite show, but also too going back and listening to what you guys were saying, it's like, all right, they made good points, even though for a few days I did want to smack you, more the person who is picture is right below me than any of the other two.
Not him.
No, that would be you.
Not this guy.
Yeah.
It's normally this guy.
Yeah. But like but again, like this time around, because you both make really good points as to why you pick, you make a good point as to why you picked The Simpsons, because The Simpsons were able to, because normally like if after about 40, 50 episodes, if you don't get something right, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. Simpsons, it took them 40, 50 episodes, maybe 60 to get it right. But they got it right because they're still going.
Yeah.
Now, Fox has really low standards, I know.
I think what drew a lot of people to The Simpsons in the early days was just how different it was from a lot of cartoons in that same era.
Well, yeah, because if you go back and, the books that I gave you guys, like there's a chapter in there where it says the golden age of cartoons, which is 1989 to 1996. By the way, The Simpsons started in 1989.
Yep.
So that's when a lot of people were really watching cartoons. And this cartoon, this is the first one since, I believe, since the Jetsons. And the first successful one since the Flintstones that made it to primetime television.
Wow.
Okay. So, all right, Eric, you're breaking the tie. I hate giving you power, but go ahead.
I'm gonna go Batman. I just think, as Dave said, it's more cleaner, and I think it's kind of harder to put a comic animation on TV.
I mean, it probably was back in the day. I mean, they mastered the art of it now.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's also probably a heck of a lot easier now too.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, you got the
Technology.
blueprints. You got the blueprints to it already, and then with
Yeah.
the updated technology, like you said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Click of a button.
Well,
I mean,
it's a little
don't get me wrong. I don't know
a little more than a click
how,
on a button.
how to do
more
that.
than a click and a
stuff,
button.
But
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, I can't do it. So, I mean, obviously, it's not that well. Even the easiest tasks, I really have trouble performing. But all right. So, Batman is up 2-0 right now. Obviously, it's not over yet, because I'm pretty sure when SpongeBob went against Garfield, SpongeBob was down 3-1,
I think
and
so,
they came
yeah.
back and won it.
yeah.
When Rugrats faced Rocket Power, they were down 3-1, and they came back and won it. Now nobody
Nobody's
can win
come
it,
back from 3-0, right?
huh?
Nobody's come back from 3-0 yet.
Not from 3-0, no. But we try to break tradition on this show. So all right, originality and creativity. Again, this is another one where it's like you really have 2 different criteria. Originality, as in like, how original was the concept? Creativity, how creative was the concept? Originality for Batman, obviously Batman had been a comic for years. There was a Batman cartoon back in the day. He was part of Super Friends, which, by the way, is going to be part of the draft board and is on the wheel for Animated Anarchy Series. That one, I made sure I typed that in before I ran out of time. I really should have logged on at like 5 o'clock to start typing all this stuff. Because, there's those people that are expert typers that can type 150 words a minute. I'm not one of them.
Yeah, me neither. I could do a sentence per minute.
I could do 3 words.
And they're probably writers.
Yeah. Oh, writers are trained to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just that skilled. All right. But originality and creative. But Batman, it was a comic book strip, also a cartoon, also a different style of cartoon back in the 60s. The Batman movies had already come out. The first Batman movie with Michael Keaton came out. I think Batman Returns came out later on in 1992 when the show started. But Batman the Animated Series was also very creative. Go back to the opening sequence, how creative that was. And very creative with some of the episodes and some of the stuff the villains would do, and very creative with their character arcs. Because they stayed true to the comic book, for the most part. Simpsons, I've talked before how, it has been said how Homer Simpson was kind of a take on Fred Flintstone. But their creativity with some of the stuff, and especially some of the parodies. And we're going to get to episodes, I hope, unless there's a sweep. But, we're going to get to some of the episodes that were very creative. I watched a few today where it's just like, this is, they were very creative. The writers were very good. So, Eric, we'll go ahead and we'll start with you this time around. Originality and creativity, who takes it? Batman or The Simpsons?
I'm going Simpsons this time. I think the creativity was slightly better because Batman came from comics, so I think The Simpsons had to do from the ground up.
Right. All right. Dave, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, I have to agree with Eric here. I'm gonna go with The Simpsons. Like you said, Batman came from a comic book, so they already had a story, kind of a plot of how they want to do the show. Simpsons, like you said, had to build from the ground up, and they're still going. So the creativity to keep people interested to this day, I gotta give that to them.
Yeah. Now, there's no signs of them slowing down, right?
No, and they kept.
Not that I know.
They kept the same time slot for years. Sunday at 8 or 8:30.
Oh well, why would you want to be the TV station airing it to give that up?
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
You keep
And
that show where it is.
Yeah. And by the way, like also too, you talk about. I mean, look at what the NFL did for them last year. They gave them, they turned the Monday Night Football game into The Simpsons.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the Cowboys and the Bengals. Now, it was a horrible game that, by the way, ESPN wanted to get rid of. Or no, it was the NFL was just like, no, we got to put a better game in that time slot because this game means nothing. And ESPN had already done, Disney had already done like all the, voiceovers and all the creation for it. And they're like, we already put like a lot of work into this. It's your fault for giving us this game. But we made it watchable, so deal with it. Because Disney can do whatever they want. All right, Sean, it doesn't necessarily matter, but go ahead.
I was going with The Simpsons too.
Wow, the first sweep.
All right, first category sweep. There will not be a sweep in this matchup. It is 2-1, so we are at least getting to the fifth category. I have a feeling we're going to go past that as well. Characters. Now, the Simpsons, they have a bunch. Homer, Marge, Lisa, Bart, Maggie, Grandpa. You have all your side characters and Chief Wiggum, Ralph, Milhouse, Mr. Burns,
Psycho Bob.
Smithers. Who?
Psycho Bob.
Well, I mean, his name is Sideshow Bob, but yeah. Krusty the Clown, Otto the Bus Driver, Principal Skinner, Miss Krabappel, Thelma and Selma, Marge's sisters, Nelson, Apu, Mo, Lenny and Carl, Barney. You have this whole, Groundskeeper Willie. You have this whole cast of characters, and by the way, they have all gotten their own episodes over the years, so they've all been featured.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other side of the coin, Batman the Animated Series. You have Batman, Alfred, Robin would come in as a character, Commissioner Gordon, Chief Bullock, and then all the villains who help make the show: Joker, Harley Quinn, Two-Face, Penguin, the Riddler, Poison Ivy, Scarecrow, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, a whole plethora of villains that are featured in a lot of these episodes.
Yeah.
So both shows have characters in it, and every character feels important in multiple episodes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Wild Card, we'll start with
This
you.
one's probably the hardest one.
For me, it wasn't. I'm going to have to go with Batman on this. I think the character's depth and background knowledge of these characters was far superior than the Simpsons characters. Like Harvey Dent. You've seen how he became a villain.
It's in that video.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that really makes you gravitate towards the characters, understand them and why they're doing what they're doing. The Simpsons, it's just they don't have super depth with their characters. They do have a little depth with them, but they have so many characters, but they don't have a huge depth behind their characters.
Right.
That's understandable.
So that's why I'm going with Batman.
I mean, I agree with that. Eric, because it was hard for you. Sean, we're going to go to you next.
I'm picking Batman. I think, like Dave said, the character's death story behind them just made them a lot better than and the characters in The Simpsons just kind of feel like you're watching a everyday normal thing.
Right.
I wouldn't really miss Mo or, one of the sideshow characters. But, Batman was just cooler.
Yeah.
I think the voice actors were a lot better.
Right. Oh, yeah. So, and by the way, I don't know if did any of you watch that video that I sent you about Batman?
I watched a little bit of it.
Okay. Did you get to the part where they said who was possibly going to play Harvey Dent or Two-Face?
No.
They had gotten it, and he had agreed at first, but then he backed out. Al Pacino.
Oh, wow.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
So Scarface would have played Two-Face.
I wonder why he declined.
They didn't really say, but there was a couple of, because somebody else was gonna play Joker instead of Mark Hamill. Now I can't remember who that is because it's been like 8 hours.
Go with that other guy.
Yeah, because
Mark Hamill, I think that was probably his best thing ever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Eric, you know who I think? I think originally they were going to go with Jim Carrey.
To play Joker? I mean,
yes, to voice Joker.
He was decent at playing Riddler.
Yeah.
Well, he also played Riddler, didn't he?
Yeah, he was Riddler in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, so like that. All right, so Eric doesn't necessarily count, but go ahead. I mean, they made your decision easier.
I was gonna go with Simpsons, but it is what
I mean,
it
you
is.
could still do it. You could still say I mean, I already wrote it down, so that's what you
No,
went with.
yeah, I was going to go with Simpsons. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think some of the characters are more recognized unless you really are a diehard Batman fan.
I don't agree with that statement.
Neither do I. I can see where you would think that because I think you're more into The Simpsons than you are Batman, right?
Yeah, I'm more into the Batman movie, but
Okay.
Okay.
So I can see your point of view as to where, like, all right, you know the Simpsons characters more than you know Batman because Batman, you didn't really watch Batman the Animated Series. You're not really up to date because some of these villains really have not been introduced. I mean, they've been introduced in like different movies or whatever, but they haven't been like prominently featured. Where in Simpsons they have been. So I could see your point of view. I mean, I disagree with you just like Dave does, but I can see where you're coming
fine.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
just wanted to
yeah, no.
say why
I mean,
I picked the Simpsons.
your opinion is your opinion, and again, I can see where you're coming from. I just don't. I don't necessarily agree with that opinion, but it is what it is.
That's fine. That's why it's our opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
We're allowed to agree and disagree.
Yeah.
Makes the show better.
Despite how I reacted 2 weeks ago. All right.
Probably got some more views from it.
I don't even know what the views were at. I got a feeling that this one's probably going to go high. I mean, there's not a lot of people watching right now, but the views will come, I'm sure.
Oh, sure.
3-1 Batman. It could end on this. I'm not saying it's gonna. I mean, you guys know that more than I do, because again, I can't. You guys are hard, and I'm not complaining about this, but you guys can be hard to read. But also, I usually just look at pictures because I really can't read. But episodes is the next category. Batman can take it here. Both shows had awesome episodes. And the thing is, and Simpsons has done this a couple of times where they have kind of had story arcs, like the who shot Mr. Burns thing. And it turned out that it was the most intelligent member of the Simpsons family, the baby who doesn't talk. So they've done it a couple of times, but Batman is known for their story arcs and their continuation of the story. It's almost like it is episodic. And cartoons were not known for that back in the day.
Right.
Trying to click on this thing here, but it's not letting me. All right. Anyway, but like with Simpsons, it was more not necessarily they forgot of what the hell. Oh, thanks for the clarification on that. But like with Simpsons,
Oh man.
But with Simpsons, it's just like, you're not necessarily, it's more about like the current episode. They're not necessarily trying to build like future storylines. If they were, Bart and Lisa would be older than, 9 and 11.
Right. Except for a few exceptions, like you said.
Yeah. But yeah, they have had a few exceptions. But Batman is known for their story arcs.
Yeah.
Dave brought it up earlier, the Two-Face thing. It was a 2-part episode. Think about the stuff they did with Ra's al Ghul. That was, 2-part episodes. And they would revisit that story later on when Batman and Talia went to look for Talia's father. Also, other episodes. There is the episode where Joker, tried to sideswipe a guy on the side of the road. That guy honked his horn and said, "Get out of my way," or whatever. And then when he saw it was Joker, he's like, "Oh crap!" And then Joker said, "All right, if I let you live, you owe me a favor." And then he called, and then the guy went into witness protection, but Joker and Harley Quinn found him anyway. And they wanted him to blow up the banquet hall that Commissioner Gordon was in. Another episode, involved Poison Ivy, where Poison Ivy made it look like she had started a family. It turns out they were just plants.
Yeah.
Or the episode where Poison Ivy, turned Alfred into a stone because she had a health resort, and Alfred and his girlfriend went there, and Bruce Wayne was the one that was supposed to go, but he's like, "I'm not going to go. It's a trap." But Alfred and his girlfriend went instead, and they got turned into stone. Some of the more iconic Simpsons episodes include Principal Skinner and Miss Krabappel's wedding, or what was supposed to be their wedding. And Principal Skinner said he was afraid, to marry her, and she found out about it, so she left him at the altar. And then he tried to win her back. She starts dating comic book guy. And then Skinner enlists Homer to help win Miss Krabappel back, and Miss Krabappel is getting advice from Marge, because Marge is realizing that she is trapped in her marriage. No kidding. And the Homer tells Skinner to say, "Edna, every minute I'm not with you is like 1,000 kicks to the crotch." And then that's when Marge figured out that Homer was helping him. Another episode is where another fun episode is where Bart gets sent to juvenile hall, and then he breaks out with this girl, and they run away together, and even though Bart only had 2 weeks left on his sentence, but it was kind of like 1 minute she hated him, the next minute she was in love with him. Another episode I always talk about is when Mr. Burns found out he had an illegitimate son, voiced by Rodney Dangerfield, and this guy became really good friends with Homer. So, all right, Sean, I'm going to start with you. Who gets the edge in the episodes? Simpsons or Batman?
Batman. Hands down.
Now, what was it? Is it basically just the story arcs?
Well, it's the story arcs with the action, too.
Yep.
Okay.
It's just all, I think it's more well-rounded.
All right.
In my eyes, it's more of like a complete episode than The Simpsons.
Right. Eric, we're going to go to you next, because I was sent a signal.
I'm gonna finish off Simpsons and say Batman. I just like more of a story arc, more continuation.
Hey,
See,
Dave, you weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't. I thought he was gonna go Simpsons. Actually, you actually surprised me a little, Eric. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Batman as well. I like the action, like Sean said. And like Eric said, the continuation and like the story of it's more my speed, more my style. Like I like the depth in the episodes. I like the story. I like the conversation to learn about characters and stuff like that. Simpsons, it's like it's not my style. Like it's not something I would sit there and watch and watch and watch. Batman, I could watch that whole thing through and be fine sitting there binging it all day. Simpsons, I just couldn't say the same about its episodes.
I love The Simpsons, but I mean, I used to. But
they're mediocre to me.
I think it's cool that Batman can have a villain in one episode, disappear for like 2 or 3, come back in the 4th one, and just pick up exactly where they left off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simpsons is just the same thing. The same.
Yeah, it feels like just another day in the week that you're following this family around doing shenanigans.
Yeah.
And by the
I
way,
liked Simpsons when I was younger.
yeah, and I think a lot of people did. And again, they've been running for 36 years, so it's not a small run.
No.
For sure.
Okay.
No.
Now again, they're on Fox, and Fox has let Family Guy run for 25 years. So,
25 years already? Wow.
Well, I mean, there was like that year and a half break in between.
Yeah, because they did get canceled early on, didn't they?
Yeah, they got canceled. I think they were gone from, I want to say 2003 to 2005, so about a 2-year break, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like Law and Order when NBC canceled them and they brought them back.
Yeah. Well, Fox is so used to producing crap that that they're just like, you know what, we'll just bring these guys back.
That's the choice they made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, Family Guy's been on for, again, like I said, like over 20 years. So they're.
Have you ever watched this show on Hulu, The Orville?
No, I never have.
It's a spoof version of Star Trek.
Oh God.
It's actually really good.
Have you started watching any of the next grouping of cartoons and animes?
I'm going to start watching it probably this week.
Slackers.
Well, my whole life is cartoons, so.
Me too, man. Like if I'm watching
cartoons
something, it's usually anime or cartoons, man.
Now, do you have a Naruto shirt on?
You know it.
Don't
Attaboy.
feed into it, Doug. Don't feed into it.
I mean, he's promoting one of the shows
All
that's
I
going to
heard
be in this.
yesterday.
That's going to be in this thing.
We were playing Project Zomboid last night, and all I heard is Naruto, something something. I'm like, Naruto.
Okay, it wasn't all night, and it's because I did a little rap for you, dog.
All
That
right.
I thought about
Felt
off the
like it
top
was
of my
on.
head.
It felt
So,
like it was on.
Batman wins 4-1. They move on. It's Batman and Pokemon next week in the final. Now, next week, before we do that battle, I'll run the randomizer, and we'll see what order we're going to put the categories in.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm
hoping number
We'll do it.
7
We'll do it live. We'll do it live on the air,
Okay.
so that way we can. So
I'm
just
hoping number
just
7 comes first.
Yeah, that'll be it in the episode we do that in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So that
So
way
then
we
it's a
can.
surprise for all of us too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, still study up the categories because
Oh,
we
for sure.
have to act as if we're doing all 7.
Oh yeah, we are doing.
Now, Sean, has anybody told you what the categories are technically going to be for the next one?
What do you mean?
For the Animated Anarchy series?
I think I shared it in our group. In my group with them.
I might need somebody to resend it to me.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I can read it to you right now.
Hit him with it.
Well, I mean, not right now. I got to get the book.
I will not. I mean, you'll still have to send it to me because I'll forget.
Okay, don't do it then.
It's easier just to
He's
send
gonna
it to me.
forget. He's
Alright.
gonna forget.
I'll send it in the group, Sean.
Thank you. I can
All right.
save it that
Yeah.
way.
All right, yeah, because I know, because it's funny, because after the last recording that we had done, Dave, Eric, and I chatted for quite a while, and I just happened to remember, it's like, oh crap, I should probably tell these guys what the categories are. So,
Doug thought he
Getting one, I
already
just don't
told me,
remember
but
what happened to it.
but all right, so, but yeah, so, and the thing is that the categories are going to interchange because there's 11 categories, but we're only going to use 5 for each battle.
Right. Okay.
So
Yep.
it's going to interchange because it's going to keep us guessing. Now, obviously, I'll tell you guys beforehand which ones we're going to do. But
Are you drawing them out of a hat each episode type deal?
what, the categories?
Yeah. So it's random. Each
Yeah,
time?
we could probably do that.
Okay.
Gonna get a lot of use out of this hat, and I just got it today.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, I don't need to answer that. All right. So now that it looks like we have plenty of time to do some drafting.
Yep.
45 minutes for each section.
So all right.
Perfect.
So now, and I'm probably gonna try to keep adding shows as we go along. But before I do that, let me get the screen up here. Share screen. Share.
Yep, there you go.
All right, can you guys see it?
I can see it, but I
Let me
cannot
make
read it.
Well, I mean, you'll be able to read the name when it
When it
Pops
comes
up.
yeah, when it pops up. So, all right, there's a
I made
lot
my
on here
screen
right now.
bigger.
There's still a lot more to add technically. As a matter of fact, actually, let me add a couple more as I'm speaking here. We'll get a couple.
Take 5 minutes and add some, Doug.
So are you gonna delete? Are you
Well,
gonna
no,
delete some
as soon as I exit out of this tonight, it'll go away, and I got to freaking do this again next week.
Oh, really? You can't like save it how
There's
it
no
was? There's a
copy and
save
paste?
option. There's a save option right above it.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, on the blue on the top handlebar.
Yeah.
Headbar.
Yep.
It says save right next to the folder.
All right. Well, I'll
And
type
just
that
in case,
later.
copy and paste and put it. You can copy and paste and email it to yourself. Just
Yeah,
in
but
case.
remember, this is not my computer.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I was gonna say you can email it to yourself, but if your email's not on there, then
Yeah. All right. But we'll get a couple of the other ones on here, including the animes that Mr. Dave sent me today.
Yes, sir.
Because I told him, I said, there is no way, because we had to come up with 244 extra cartoons. I said, I can't do it. I can do 24, but I need I need you to do 20.
Yep.
So,
no. Doug, are you gonna delete the cartoon that it lands on?
Yeah.
As we go.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Let's see. Let's get a
So
couple.
who's the? Oh, you're adding them right now.
Yeah,
I
I'm
see.
adding them as we speak,
Okay.
or somebody else speaks, and I don't even know if I'm now. If we end up landing on an anime, Dave, I'm probably just going to throw it to you to kind of explain it a little bit.
Each anime.
Yeah.
Some of them I don't know. Specifically, like I just know they're an anime on some of them. I haven't watched every single one. Not
Okay,
completely.
so then
A good portion of them I have watched.
Okay.
There's just so many that and they're long. Some of them are super long too. So to like finish it, like like my favorite one, for example, is 700 plus episodes. Like that takes a long time to finish. And I like to watch things through. I don't like watch multiple things at once usually. When I'm into
That's
something.
gonna change. Or
Well,
technically,
yeah.
it has been changing since you've been part of the show.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I've had to watch new things each week.
Yeah.
and bits and pieces of it, like beginning episodes, middle episodes, end episodes, just to see the different animations or see if they upgraded them and stuff like that. So it's definitely been fun though.
Yeah.
I do like it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead. I've only got about 6 or 7 more to type in here. So I'm just going to go ahead because you guys are talking anyway. And I'm just going to add everything in here. Probably not going to spell it right.
That's fine. Oh no.
do your best.
And then Ninja. But yeah, so all right. So and for anybody that's just joining us now, I am working on our wheel. We're getting ready to draft divisions for the Animated Anarchy Series. I'm going to pull your name out of a hat, and then we're going to draft all four. Or we're going to spin the wheel, and it's going to determine all four of your cartoons.
Eric, quick question. Did you start watching it yet?
Not yet. Since the NBA
He's a
Finals is over
procrastinator.
tomorrow, I'm going to start Monday.
Oh, dude, you could start right after the show.
The later I watch it, I will remember
Watch
more.
it and go to sleep.
So.
Watch it and go to sleep while you're laying down.
But also too for anybody
since
that's
the NBA and NHL seasons are over, and it's only baseball, I can watch these cartoons now.
Does
I
the
can't watch
NBA have
baseball.
one more game?
Yep.
If
tomorrow
that's
night,
what you guys
Game
want,
7.
if that's what you guys want to call it. A game.
What, Game 7?
I just call it a lot of flopping and a lot of a lot of bullshit. Oh,
yeah, it's all right.
The NBA slowly
Well,
became
Game 7 is always fun.
they ruined
Unless it's a
the game
blowout.
of basketball, man. It's not even entertaining to watch anymore.
Fair enough.
They ruined the league, not the game of basketball.
No, they did because these younger kids look up to these guys and they're flopping, they're foul baiting and stuff like that constantly. Now these kids are going to mimic that, and now everyone's going to do that. It is ruining the game itself.
All right, I've got everything typed in.
And like
Go ahead,
Let's
Eric.
go.
You can finish your point.
Oh, nice job, Doug.
Thank you.
I was gonna say the WNBA is starting to get that way because everybody's targeting Caitlin Clark now.
Mhm.
All right, so I got all 61 names in a hat here, unless one of the names fell out, but I don't think they did. All right. Shuffle them up here.
See who's the lucky first number pick. Who shall it be?
And the first
And
pick
my brother, no.
of 2025.
All right.
When
So we have, and Sean, you may know this person. Dave, I don't know if you know him or not. Sky Zeem, who happens to be one of my brother's best friends. Eric, you know a little bit about him. By the way, my brother is now streaming video.
Was he?
Huh? What?
I think I met him, right?
Yeah.
Did I meet
Yeah,
Sky?
you have.
Was he down here
Yeah.
before?
Yeah. So, by the way, Daniel is now streaming video games on Twitch and YouTube. It's called Dizzle97 is the name of the YouTube channel. He's been streaming Mario Kart World on the Switch and Red Dead Redemption and WWE 2K25 on the Xbox. So make sure you check that out. And Sky has joined him on a lot of his streams. So Sky, you are the lucky person that is going to start. We're going to draw all four of your cartoons now. Give her a spin.
Da-na-na-na-na.
And then
I should go to
who's
that
it
channel.
going to
and show
land?
Sky
I can't
that
read a
one.
damn thing. Exo Squad. Exo Squad available on the Peacock Network. Let's see. I have stepped out of camera range right now because I'm going to write Sky's name down next on my draft board here. So Sky's first pick is Exo Squad. It is a cartoon from, I believe, from the 90s. So
And where is it on?
it is on Peacock, I believe. All right, we're gonna remove Exo Squad off there. So Sky's first pick has been the Exo Squad. All right, and we're gonna find out who his next pick is. He's probably not gonna like that because I don't think he's ever watched the show. I mean, I think he's watched this show. I just don't think he's watched Exo Squad. All right. John, do you see that?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Tell the folks exactly what the hell that is.
So I've only watched the first episode, but my wife knows more about it. It's just a very weird. It's a very weird anime. I think it's based around like teenagers all in a private school that can't resist dirty jokes.
Where can you find this?
What is
Probably on we're all probably going to have to download Crunchyroll, right?
Yeah, it was Crunchyroll. I'm pretty sure it was on.
All right. I'm probably going to start downloading that tomorrow.
I gotta say that app is wonderful
It is,
for anime.
Not a show for children.
So Eric and I shouldn't watch it?
It's not a show for anybody probably under the age of 14.
Okay. All right, good to know. All right, so Exo Squad and a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes does not exist are on Sky's team. He gets 2 more shots, or 2 more picks here to round out his division. See what he gets. All right.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay,
That's a good
Dave,
pick.
why don't you go ahead and explain to everybody about that particular anime?
So this guy, Yu Yu Hakusho, he's the main character. He's a teenage delinquent, basically, but he has some like powers that he uses. Like he's got this pistol shot that he can do, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool anime with some good fighting scenes and whatnot. He's like a underworld detective kind of deal.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the basis of it a little bit. He saves a child's life to kind of start the show off. So,
All right. Very good. All right. So
and
It
it's
is
involving
22?
demons. Underworld, involves demons, so he's battling demons.
Okay. All right. And yes, Eric, I believe, I mean, some stuff might be available like somewhere else, but
Yeah,
mainly you're going to find everything on Crunchyroll.
most of it's going to be on
Huh.
Crunchyroll. Some things you can find on Hulu or Netflix or whatnot, but it
Yeah.
might not be the whole anime, or you might not like just the main good ones, like super popular ones, are going to be on like Hulu and Netflix.
Gotcha. Some of them I think are on Pluto as well.
Yep. Forget about Pluto.
Ooh.
All right. All right. We're going to find out exactly who Sky's last cartoon in his division is going to be. All right. The wheel is spinning. Invincible. So, Sean, I believe you were the one that put this on your list. So why don't you go ahead and tell?
I've never really watched it. This is with Omni-Man, I believe.
Yes, it is with Omni-Man. It follows
Dave,
the
you
teenager.
probably watch it more than I do. I only learned from it from the guy I work with.
Okay. Yeah, well, these guys are like, Omni-Man is like a different, like, he's not like the same race, like, he's a different race, and so his kid is like a
It's like
half-breed.
Superman times 10.
Yeah, and his child is a half-breed, Mark Grayson, and then they kind of got like, yeah, he's like steroid Superman, and he's just goes around like Omni-Man will kind of like lash out and decimate people. Yeah, they kind of just go around fighting and stuff like that.
All right. So,
But
go ahead, Dave.
But it follows the teenager more.
Yeah, it's like kind of like you're watching an alternate version of Justice League in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Exo Squad, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes does not exist. Yu Yu Hakusho. If I butchered that, I apologize.
Hakusho.
Hakusho. Thank you, Dave. And Invincible, I'll go to Sky Zine. So that is Sky Zine's division. I don't know if he knows any of those, but he's going to have to start hoping that. And Invincible actually is a pretty good show, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very popular.
Also, I'm pretty sure they battle against like the heroes of the show.
I think there's an episode where he fights, like the Invincible character fights Superman's son, or something like that, like Superboy or whatever.
Omni-Man fights the child Mark Grayson and beats the snot out of him, basically. Yeah.
Are you sure?
From what I've seen so far, yeah.
No, that's from the show. I guess there's a scene in the show where the kid finally gets his powers and he throws like a garbage bag into space, and he runs to tell Omni-Man. He's like, "I got my powers," and all he stands there is, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?"
All right. So up next, we are going to draw the cartoons in the division for Baron Ziegler. He's a friend of mine and Eric's. He works with Eric. So I know this is probably asking too much, but Eric, you might want to actually write this stuff down so you could tell him. Or, I mean, I'm writing it down. So
I'm typing it in the group chat. Then I'll send it to him.
In which group? In the group chat that you have with these two?
Yeah, that way they remember too.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, and I am writing it. I have a poster board here that I'm calling my draft board, and I am writing everybody's name next to the particular cartoon.
Okay.
So that way I remember. All right, so Baron Ziegler, this is Baron, buddy. This is going to be your first cartoon. Let's see what he gets. Not a bad start in the lap.
Not at all.
Probably, I mean, a lot of people's minds considered the greatest cartoon franchise of all time. And by the way, this is not the only Looney Tunes representation, because we will also have the Bugs Bunny show on here. Tasmania is also on here. But this is probably a good way to...
got all four.
Huh?
It would be funny if he got all four.
Well, I mean, he'd have a good chance of winning.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good shot for the boy. I mean, he's probably never seen Looney Tunes, but yeah. So like, you know, characters like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Tasmanian Devil, Foghorn Leghorn, Pepe Le Pew, all those characters part of Looney Tunes. And by the way, Looney Tunes, they were mostly known back in the day as just shorts that would play before motion pictures.
Yeah.
But they have developed into such an iconic franchise that that's a pretty good pick in the draw. All right. Cartoon number 2 for him. Let's see if his luck continues. Lazarus. David, you're up.
This I haven't really seen like that. So I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I know there's like a task force of some sort of like agents, and you know they have to locate somebody within a certain amount of time, and that's kind of all I know about it so far.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll all find out together. So, all right. Lazarus is Baron's second pick. So, all right. Lazarus off the board. Here we go with Baron's third pick. Jabberjaw. I was wearing the shirt earlier. Jabberjaw, a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Not necessarily one of the more memorable Hanna-Barbera characters. But Jabberjaw is a shark. And yeah, so not a bad pick. Like I said, I have a Jabberjaw shirt, which if I ever wore it on this show, it would probably lose its battle because that's usually what happens. That's why I didn't wear the Batman shirt tonight.
And look what happened.
All
I
right.
won.
Yeah, I know. So it's a good thing I didn't wear the shirt. All right. That is Baron's third pick. I think we basically just pick shows that he has no clue what they are. So, all right,
Besides
number
Looney
4.
Tunes, probably.
Well, I mean, everybody should know Looney Tunes. All right, this is Ninja. Dave, you want to help me
Ninja.
out here?
Ninja Kamui? Kamui?
Yeah.
That's I think it's pronounced Kamui. But yeah, this is another one that I don't know a ton about. But he escapes his clan into going into hiding in like your rural America with his wife. He's a former ninja, and has to live under an alias, and because the clan's looking for retribution type deal. So
Yeah.
so it's kind of based on that a little bit from what I've read on it.
All right. All right. So now Baron's entire division consists of the Looney Tunes, Lazarus, Jabberjaw, and Ninja Kamui.
Kamui.
Thank you. I'm going to get all these wrong.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
And then, of course, Sky Zim has Exo Squad, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes does not exist. Yu Yu Hakusho, and Invincible. So all those cartoons are off the board right now. Ready to do another?
Yep. And I texted Baron already. So.
You texted him already?
Yep, just sent it.
All right, very good. I'll put it in the group chat that I have with all you guys as well, Eric, that I have with our group of people. All right. The next person to get his division drawn is somebody that I happen to know in the group Primetime Toys. His name is Matthew Gore, and he joined when he found out he didn't have to do anything. And he's also going to be upset because the Simpsons lost tonight.
Sorry.
But that's okay. Maybe he'll get the Simpsons. All right, spinning the wheel to find out his first animated series, first cartoon, or first anime. Captain Planet and the Planeteer. So, all right, Captain Planet was part of our of the cartoon classic. It lost in a league battle. But basically, Captain Planet is an environmental superhero. He's got his Planeteers. He is also guided by the goddess of weather, Kaya, or I forget her name, or Goya, I think her name is. And in the first couple of seasons, she was voiced by Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, okay.
But ran for 6 seasons. Can't really find it anywhere. So I would check the Internet Archive.
Baron said sweet.
All right. But he probably doesn't know who any of those are, right? Except for Looney Tunes.
Probably not. I'll ask him this time.
But all right. So now Captain Planet and the Planeteers goes to Matthew Gore. That is the first. Let's see what the next one is. And we got Dora the Explorer.
Oh, I forgot that was on there.
Yeah. So this is one I can guarantee he's never watched this show. But Dora the now, Sean, I'm assuming that your children watch this, correct?
No, not at all. They
All
do
right.
not. I don't even watch it. It's a filler.
Well, yeah, because Eric took 30
So
of
I
each
can
show.
explain it. Dora the Explorer is about two parents that are really bad at controlling their daughter, and then it wraps around the daughter just being able to just wander all over. I think South America at the ripe age of 4. She befriends a monkey, and her backpack can talk.
I mean, it pretty much
Pretty much it.
explains
It's
it.
pretty much all that Dora does. She finds stuff, I guess, but I don't know.
With the
Yeah.
map and boots.
Yeah, so she cheats to find artifacts to make herself rich. Got it.
All right. So
You guys
now,
can hate towards Dora, huh?
No. Dora the Explorer is on the equivalent of Steve Irwin.
A, be respectful.
She doesn't get stung by stingrays.
All right. Now, Dave, you have a young one at home, correct?
Yeah, I got a
Does
few.
he watch? Does he watch Dora the Explorer?
No.
All right.
No, he watches Naruto.
That a boy. All right. I'm kind of hoping that like the next person we draw is somebody that kind of impacts either yours or Sean's life, so we can make it much more interesting.
Fair enough.
But we got to get through this first. All right, Matthew Gore's third cartoon is going to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Dave?
Yeah, this is an anime. Obviously. This dude, he got, like it says, bizarre adventures, but it's super like battle oriented. There's a lot of battles that go on that he does. Like I can't. It's hard to explain JoJo. Like it's just bizarre. It's different, man. Like it. It's not really like It's kind of it follows like a journey of him and his family member type deal. But there's cool battles, cool scenes. It's different though. It's a little bit older though. I'm pretty sure it was illustrated and maybe originally back in like early 2000s or like 1993 to 2000s.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, I believe. It's a Japanese manga first. It was written first before it was put into an anime. It's only, I think, like 13 episodes. The original is only 13 episodes long. That I do know. It's got it's well known for its art styles as well and poses. And it has a lot of references to Western music, so our type of music.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. So Matthew Gore has Captain Planet and the Planeteers, Dora the Explorer, and now JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And who is going to round his team out? We're going to find out.
He's just fighting supernatural forces in like a normal world, basically. Like real world fighting supernatural forces. That's it.
Kaiju number 8. Now, Dave, this was actually used as a replacement because you wanted Berserk on here.
Yep, and he thought that was a little too crazy.
Yeah.
This is another Japanese manga, though. It's set in a world which the monsters are named kaiju. So the name itself is what they're kind of fighting against. I'm pretty sure the 8 is kind of like the strongest kaiju that there is. possibly.
All right. So Matthew Gore's cartoons that will be in his division are Captain Planet and the Planeteers, Dora the Explorer, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Kaiju number 8. Now, seeing what we've seen drawn so far, anybody look like the front runner in this thing yet?
I don't know. Whoever picked Invincible and Looney Tunes would be my guess.
Yeah.
All right. So, Invincible and Looney Tunes were the two big ones probably that were picked. All right. We're going to do another one here because we still have a little bit of time.
Probably could do one more, right? Or two more.
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple more because we have about 11. We can go a little further too if we want to keep going a little bit longer. But all right, so I asked for it and I got it. I asked for a name to be drawn that impacts either Sean or Dave's life. Dave, this one is yours. Joshua Kogovin.
Oh yeah, it's like my uncle/cousin type deal.
He's your uncle/cousin?
Type deal. Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't like. He would be my second cousin. Yeah.
Okay.
But I look up to him more as like an uncle. He's a little bit older than me, so I
Gotcha.
kind of yeah.
All right. So, So we'll see who exactly he gets drawn, and then you can obviously let him know.
Yep.
All right. First pick. Eventually, these will get easier to read. Neo Angelique. Dave?
This I have no idea about. This is one of the. This one is I know it's placed in a fictional world called Arcadia. That's kind of what I know about it. This is one of the 20 that you just recently had me get, and I had to look up animes honestly because it was out of my bag. So yeah, I'm not too sure about this, but I know it's placed in a world called Arcadia.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. So.
And there's life-draining monsters called Thanatos Plague.
Alrighty. So it's appropriate that one of the people that Dave got to participate in this gets an anime. All right. Next step, as we spin the wheel again, the second pick for Joshua Kogovin. And it is Tiny Toon Adventures. Eric put them on here, but obviously Tiny Toon Adventures, the shirt that I am wearing right now, or the shirt that I am drenching in right now. Basically, it's a school for future Looney Tunes, is what it is. Tiny Toon University, or University, I think is what it was called here. Buster and Babs Bunny, Plucky Duck, Hamilton J. Pig, among others, and it ran for a couple of years. And yes, and you will see a lot of Looney Tunes cameos on this show. And again, I don't know if it's necessarily available anywhere, so you'd have to look for it on the Internet Archive. So, all right, Joshua Kogovin's third pick is going to be, as we spin the wheel here, and it is American Dragon Jake Long.
That's pretty cool. That's a good show.
I am pretty fond of the show. As a matter of fact, it was one of the shows that I had selected. So
it's a good show.
Yeah. A Disney Channel show, and it's about a young teenager named Jake Long. He comes from a family of dragons. His girlfriend is technically his arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Which joined the club. But all right, so this is a Disney. I don't think a Disney show has been picked yet, right?
No.
No.
So all right, Joshua Kokovan gets the first Disney show, and his last pick.
I'm assuming that's on a Disney Channel.
Yeah, it'll be on Disney Plus.
On a Disney Plus. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Ben 10.
Nice.
Ben 10. Sean, I believe you added this on.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. I know it's what. Let's see if I remember. Ben 10.
Well, it's a Cartoon Network show. I can
Yeah,
tell you that.
yeah. I can tell you about
He
it.
has like elemental powers, doesn't he? He has like 10 different powers.
No. He has a wristwatch. It's called the Omnitrix, and it lets him to turn into different aliens. And he can,
Interesting.
yes, and he can also use the Omnitrix to take, like scan DNA of other aliens that he comes encounter with, and can also turn into them eventually.
Gotcha. Well, at least
But he,
you know what's going on.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, he doesn't, like, at first, like, it's random, like he doesn't have control of its powers because he doesn't know how to work it, but eventually through the story he learns how to.
Fair enough.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
now,
Then he has a range of thousands to pick from, basically, or
A lot of the
hundreds.
shows I picked I have never watched, but now I get to because they're on.
Fair enough.
all right. So now, want to do one more?
Yeah, just make it 5.
We'll do
Yeah.
one more.
All right. Let's see if we can pick a good. We haven't had any female contestants drawn yet. Let's see if I can.
Finagle.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm trying to make it as authentic as possible.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
trying to
I'm
look.
saying, try to finagle it with your prayers. No cheating.
All right. Well, I was going to throw this back, but I'm actually on camera right now, so I'm not going to do it. It is another fella. And his name. This is not. I don't think this is his actual real name, but I'm not sure. He is another person that I know from Primetime Toys, and his name is Joshua Allen.
Oh, that's a great name.
That's the greatest name in the world right now.
And he is a Buffalo Bills fan.
I would.
Even better, man.
Yeah.
Even better.
If he wasn't, that would have been a problem.
Yeah, 100% fact. You can't be named Josh Allen and not be a Josh Allen fan.
Yeah.
Right.
So, all right. So we will draw for Joshua Allen here.
If the real Josh Allen is listening.
I doubt it.
We would love tickets.
All right.
to Cleveland.
Oh, he might not like this. The Cleveland Show, a spinoff of Family Guy. Sean, this was one of yours.
Mm-hmm. It's basically Family Guy in Cleveland's world.
Yeah.
It follows his life, like he gets remarried, has kids, befriends a bear, and that's pretty much what they do. They just get into the same. It's basically Family Guy.
Yeah.
With just Cleveland, and I mean it's okay. I didn't really like it, honestly.
Yeah.
Wasn't-
All right. So Joshua Allen might not like it either. All right, but that is his first pick. The second one is going to be Fairy Tale. Dave?
Okay, this is about wizards. They get magical powers. They're in guilds, and they go out on missions. They go out, like, people will hire them for missions. That's how they get their money and stuff. And it's about this character named Natsu, and he gets his powers from a dragon, basically. And he can breathe and eat fire and stuff like that. And they battle other magicians, and there's rogue wizards as well that they battle.
Okay. All right. So Fairy Tale is Joshua Allen's second pick, along with Family Guy.
That's a great pick,
or,
by the
or
way.
not Family Guy, along with Cleveland Show. But all right. So Dave approves that. So could be a front runner.
It's great. I've watched all of it. It's great anime.
Beautiful. All right. So now Joshua Allen's next pick. Oh boy. I'm getting kicked out of the group. Samurai Pizza Cats. Now, Dave, I believe that when we were talking to your missus a couple weeks ago off camera, you kind of threatened her that she could end up with this program.
Yep.
Well, she can rest easy.
Yep. The worst show on the list.
And we did that during the tournament. And
Yeah, during the
got
Cartoon
killed.
Classic,
Yep.
we completely took a number 2 on it.
Got swept, didn't it?
Yeah,
Did it
I
win
think
it? I don't think it won a category.
no,
I
not
think
at
it got
all.
swept.
Well, no, because it was part of the league battle, so it barely got 50 points.
Mm.
Oh right, yeah, it wasn't one of those. Yeah, you're right.
I don't think anybody gave it over a 5.
I liked the theme song.
This theme song was okay,
Yeah.
but it wasn't good enough to make the show good.
No, not at all. All right. So now that was his third pick. He's probably got Fairy Tale is probably what's probably gonna win in his division, probably, right, Dave?
100%. The Fairy Tale has got good animation, it's got good character and progression, so you got a good pick with Fairy Tale.
Yeah. I am sweating all over this damn shirt.
Got
But,
one
all
more,
right.
Doug.
All right, so we got one more for Joshua Allen. And here we go. And the lucky one is Archer.
That's a decent one.
Archer's pretty good.
That's a decent one.
I gotta find it on here. Where the hell is it? Sean, you did this, right? Or no, Eric did. Never
I
mind.
didn't do it.
I did? I guess so, man.
I mean, it's written under, the ones that you gave me.
I think I found it in the book.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
yeah.
All right, Archer. I'm not a fan. Does anybody want to try to explain this a little bit?
I've never watched it.
It's basically like a very comedic spy
Spy,
show,
yeah.
kind of like 007. Only it's like based off a character named Archer, who's like this top level spy, but he does everything like not right or like not by the book, I would say, or something. Like he's just irresponsible because I think his mom is like the top person or something like that. It's very funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
Pretty good.
very comedic.
Now, it could probably be found on Hulu or something like that, right?
I don't know where to find that actually.
I mean, we'll find it. Again, if we have to, we'll go to the Internet Archive. All right, 5 down. Do we want to do one more? Do we want to try to draw for a female contestant, or do we want to call it for the night?
I'm okay with calling it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
okay with
fine.
5 to start it off because we're gonna do a bunch of them next time, right?
Yeah, we're going to do a bunch next week. We might even start recording episodes where we're doing just this.
Give me
next
time to
Saturday.
make the intros.
Yeah. But all right. So Sky Ziem, Baron Ziegler, Matthew Gore, Joshua Kogovan, and Joshua Allen, your teams have been drawn.
luck.
And we will do more next week. As a matter of fact, let me try to see if I could save this damn thing.
Yeah, it's better than having to type every time, right?
Yeah, well, it says I gotta sign in. So, you know what? I'll just log on at 5:30 again next week and just type it. Well, and it's only technically I only have to type in 217 entries. So, or
Is there
224.
a way you can copy and paste and save it somewhere?
Not on this computer, no.
Okay.
So
This is a suggestion.
yeah. So it is what it is, but yeah. So all right. So those 5 people have had their teams drawn. Next week, the Cartoon Classic final. We have finally got there. It is Batman the Animated Series versus Pokemon.
Oh, I'm in the dark.
Yeah, you are. In more ways than one.
That's why I turned off my camera.
All right. So, okay. So, and next week we will continue to draw more names for the draw more divisions or draft more divisions for the Animated Anarchy series. But we got some out of the way, and we got some big ones out of the way.
Yeah.
Like Looney Tunes is off the board, Invincible's off the board. The Fairy Tale, that anime, that's off the board. That was a big one. Archer's off the board. So I mean, I don't know if Archer would win or not.
Yu Yu Hakusho is a pretty good anime too.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that. But that's still very popular to this day. So
yeah. So still a lot to pick from, but a lot has been, but quite a few have been taken.
Rudy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So 5 people have had theirs down. We still got 56 more people to draw for, as Eric just said. We're gonna put a big dent in that next week, hopefully, depending on how long Batman versus Pokemon takes. Make sure to check out Eric's Unscripted Sports Show on YouTube. Follow Sean at TCAX Reaper on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow Dave on Twitch at TCAX Godsend 95.
I'll be on tonight doing some projects on board.
Yeah. Also, make sure to check out the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. This Friday night, we're going to be doing a tag team ranking. Tomorrow on the Stabcast. Huh?
That's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah. Tomorrow on the Stabcast, Daniel and Mindy will be talking Fear Street Prom Queen. And then also follow the Dizzle 97 YouTube channel. My brother will be gaming, as a matter of fact, as soon as I get done. Yeah. Huh?
Is he still live?
No, he's not live right now. I have his computer.
Oh, okay. Duh.
He's waiting for me to shut up so I could go give this back to him so he can stream.
Okay.
Which is why I toyed with the idea of drafting another division. But he is also the boss, and because he's the head of the entire network.
CEO.
Pretty much is what he is. But all right, so I'm Dutchy from Money E, who apparently did not want to stay through the closing introductions. Wildcard Dave and Sean, we will see everybody next week.
Later.
Y'all have a good night.
You too.
See you, Doug.
See ya.